Hey, welcome on to Library Lawn. We got a special guest, Mike Golic Jr. here with us, and we're going to break down the keys to the blue and gold game here for each player. We'll start with you, John. What are you thinking and what player?
Well, I am so excited to see Maris Leofow back on the field this season. After an impressive 2020 campaign, he was primed to break out last year in Marcus Freeman's new defense until he fractured his fibula and dislocated his ankle, sidelining him for the entirety of the year. But Maris is back and better than ever now. He will primarily play the weak side linebacker, which utilizes his quickness and athleticism. He's great at chasing down players in open space, as well as breaking up plays in the pass coverage. This was on full display against North Carolina 2 years ago, as he stifled the scoring of the Sam Howell-led offense, breaking up the short slants so integral to that scoring. I can't wait to see how Marcus Freeman and Al Golden utilize him this year.
Absolutely, and I'm going to take a player who another player who had a season, a bit marred by injury, Blake Fisher. He was the guy that last year, when the Notre Dame offensive line, they didn't have him. It looked a bit shaky. It looked a bit, permeable. When they had Blake Fisher in, it's a different ball game. He shut down some of the best defensive tackles, defensive linemen in the country. He's a guy with versatility. You can put him on the right, you can put him on the left. He's a lockdown player. He's a player who I think really is going to be key if this Notre Dame front wants to establish the game. They want to establish run game and keep Drew Piner, Tyler Buckner, whoever it may be, protected, especially in these opening games against Ohio State and these games against Clemson down the line.
I appreciate you leading into me with beef here as the former offensive lineman. Blake's a great pick. I'm going to stick along the offensive line and go Rocco Spindler, especially because of where this Notre Dame offensive line's at right now. Harry Hiestand, who was my offensive line coach in 2012, my last season on campus, is back and is a molder of men. And so if you're a guy in this room like Rocco, who's trying to go from a backup to potentially helping replace some of what they've lost in the interior of that offensive line, you've got a great opportunity to show Coach Hiestand and the rest of this staff, I've taken in the technique that we've been working on since we got back for winter workouts, and I'm ready to apply it to the field. We know that's an area. We talk about the tackle spots, feel a little more secure. Obviously, Jarrett Patterson, when he's healthy, going to be manning the helmet center. And so now what are you going to do with those interior spots at guard? Great opportunity for Rocco to capitalize on another solid offseason on campus here. A guy who led the charge for a lot of the NIL stuff when the boys are out there.
Shout out the Chubbies.
No free lunches. So great for Rocco and those guys. Excited to watch him in that unit really as a whole to see what they've done in their first offseason with Coach Hiestand.
And I'm going to stay on the offensive side of the ball. And like we saw in the bowl game in Fiesta, it's an air raid offense now that Tommy Rees has the entirety of the offense to go. So now you got to start looking, who are those receivers? And the big one is Deion Colsey, one of the only X receivers on this roster right now. I'm looking to him to see how involved he is in this blue gold game to ensure that Notre Dame's pass rate offense continues throughout this season. And thank you for going from TD Jesus all the way here to Notre Dame Stadium. That was a quick walk. That was a brisk one there.
I tell you, my sister just got married this last weekend, so I'm a little out of breath still right now in recovery mode. Thank you guys for going slow for me. Of course.
Oh yeah, now Tommy Rees, I'm sure, will be delighted with the speed we're showing on this lawn.
That 40. But tune in Blue Gold game on Peacock 1 p.m. or pack Notre Dame Stadium.